Hello, everybody, and welcome. This is the BREWDCAST. I am, as always, Gal Robinson. With us tonight is the lovely Leon Robinson. Say hi, Leon.
Hi, Leon.
Yes. And also with us tonight is the loquacious Town Drunk. How you doing, Town?
I'm good.
You know,
Again, you don't know what that word means, but let's
I
let's
do.
let's
I
go.
looked it up. Also, Leon told us last week.
Verbose.
Okay, so Forbidden Door just happened, but
Catty,
Dynamite,
catty.
yes. Although I prefer verbose. Dynamite also just happened. I thought maybe we should go over Dynamite real quick.
Chris Jericho's voice that he's using is amazing.
Oh, I hate it.
I love it. It's the greatest thing ever. The way he talks is just so. That character's so good. I saw the MJF thing coming from a mile away.
I saw it, like, I knew he was going to turn.
When Daddy Magic came up and said, you know, you're all right with me, blah blah
Yeah.
blah. I was like, all right, we're getting heel MJF back.
The reason it's gonna work is because Osprey. That's the only reason. If you didn't have Osprey, I don't think it would work. And even after he did that, they were chanting, "He's our scumbag."
Garcia,
So I'm
I
curious
think,
to
helps
see
a
it.
lot in that endeavor. Like, I think he was a good foil. It really pisses me off.
Yeah,
It
Yeah.
really pisses me off that he did not win. I really wish he would have won. But whatever.
MJF Osprey has a chance to be a big program.
Oh, absolutely. I still think that they could have done that, and I still think they could have even still had MJF turn. I just, like, Garcia just keeps getting so close and so close and so close, and I think this was like he was getting a boost from two of the biggest names in the company right now, and it could have been really huge for him. And I hope that they don't squander that momentum. But
Osprey doesn't need the belt,
yeah.
but he just got the belt, so I wouldn't pull it off of him either. I'd let him have a little bit of a run.
Yeah, but I think from a storyline perspective, it would have provided like an extra little incentive for him to, like, bring back the Tiger Driver or like bring back Don Callis. Like, it like presents him with a little bit more doubt.
The Don Callis thing, something's going to happen there.
Yeah.
Is Don Callis in bed with MJF?
Ooh, very definitely. He is wearing a lot of black. Just saying.
Nah, I don't think MJF's gonna align himself with anybody. I feel more like
The only thing, though, Leon,
gonna-
the only thing that I want to say to that is we've all been cheering him and we all like him, and it's really hard for him to be heel. But if you stick him with Don Callis, it's a lot easier to boo him.
It wouldn't also necessarily have to be him joining. It could be him having a business arrangement with Don Callis.
Yeah.
that's something that they've shown themselves able to do is,
Mm-hmm.
you know, while not necessarily joining up with, you know, a faction, people have been able to align themselves with mutual goals.
Mm-hmm.
And I have
Yeah.
appreciated that about AEW. So I could see them doing that.
I could see something happening with that. I don't know.
I do.
I just can't believe.
I'm saying
I can't believe
I'm
that he
thinking more along
wouldn't.
the lines of it's going to be. I think it'll be more Fletcher coming at him, and
Yeah.
he'll be torn too.
And it could it would be interesting to see if Don Callis gets involved, even just at All In. Like, maybe they keep it quiet until then. I don't know. Because I think like a Don
I think it'll
Callis
be one of those
thing.
things like we won't. Yeah, I think we won't see it every week, but there will be little bits here and there
Yeah.
all the way up until it.
I think so.
Agreed.
Was I the only one that was surprised that Willow won?
I wasn't sure which way they were going to go
No.
with that.
Well, I wanted her to win. Yeah, I agree. I pretty much felt like they were going to go with Stat there. But
I
I
wanted
will take
Stat-
a Willow
I wanted-
win anytime
I wanted-
can get it.
I wanted Stat to win because I think Stat needs it more right now. But I guess that's them not shitting on Willow, which is good because Willow is very, very unique. But I don't see Willow winning the tournament, do I? Who's she going against now? Who's left? I don't remember.
Oh, shoot. I just had this up, too.
Could see it being Mariah.
Mariah and...
Oh,
who's
yeah.
Mariah fighting?
Sheeta.
Yeah.
I could see it being Mariah leading to Mariah versus Tony at
That would
fucking
be
Wembley.
interesting. Yeah.
And then Statlander could cost Willow the match. That match was good. Those two came at each other hard.
Mm-hmm.
I'd like to see them get a little more time with maybe a stipulation. I think that could be fun.
Again, very much appreciating the embracing of like a stronger, stiffer style in the women's division, because the last year they've been doing it, they've been embracing it, but before then it was kind of frowned upon. So I'm glad that they're doing that. Loved the Britt and Mercedes thing. Pac versus Danielson was awesome. And once again, I'd say I'm irritated. Like, I understand why they did it. I understand why Danielson won. I'm irritated that they're squandering Pac's momentum. And it's frustrating.
The only thing, the yin to that yang is Danielson's one of their biggest stars, and they've got a really good story to tell with his retirement.
Mm-hmm.
So I get it.
Yeah, no, I get it. I agree.
I get it.
100%. It was a sick match. Like, he didn't lose poorly. Like it wasn't a squash match. Like, they
Pac can hold on to it.
Yeah.
Pac can hold on to it, and then if Danielson does win the championship, he can come right back in.
That's true. Very good point.
So,
how about Hangman?
Yeah, the two things about the last two segments that you just said. No, you good, pal. Give me a long program of fucking Mercedes and Britt firing tactical nukes at each other.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, fucking please. And then, as much as I am loving this what is looking like Danielson run to the title at Wembley, the fucking neck selling in every match is making me really, really, really uncomfortable. He's doing it way too well.
Yeah, strongly agree. I do really worry about him. I wonder if they're going to do Swerve, Hangman, Danielson at All In, a 3-way.
Oh, God.
I think that would be an excellent way to pit Hangman and Swerve against each other, but still wind up giving Danielson the title.
how would you get to that? You can't have a tie in the Owen Hart tournament.
Can't you? I mean, we've not had it before, especially
No,
not in the finals.
because there has to be a winner.
I mean,
It's one of those.
According to what though? Like, it's
Is it a time limit though?
I don't. I think in the initials, but not in the finals. The finals is always there must be a winner. So. Plus,
Maybe
I mean,
some sort of smudge thing.
Yeah, but if you're giving me a tournament and you put all this shit into it and then you give me a draw in the final, you might as well just fart in my mouth instead of doing that. That's terrible. I mean, that's
gross.
awful.
So gross.
That's awful, but it's awful. You can't do that in a tournament. Then the Owen means nothing.
I disagree. I disagree 120%. If there is precedent, if there is reason to believe that the finals will always go as long as they need to go, fine. Like, if there are rules in the past that have made it so that a draw cannot happen in the finals, okay, I see my point. However, if there's not, they can definitely do it. That's all I'm saying. I'm not saying that you're not in
terrible booking move. It's terrible.
It's not a terrible booking move. Strongly disagree with that.
Totally terrible. You're going to put all this emphasis on a tournament where you have a winner and it's important, and you're going to give me a draw. I'm supposed to care for all of that, then have a draw. You just wasted the whole tournament.
Between Danielson and Hangman, who have gone to a draw before.
It's true, but it doesn't matter.
It does.
Part.
I think we should go to WrestleMania and have the main event be a draw. Because that's what people want. They want
I
draws.
feel like they've done that before.
Come on.
Yeah, they probably did. But how did we respond to that?
Well, it's WWE. That's a different animal. It's a different beast entirely.
You say that, and I get scared because Tony Khan loves draws. Because we have one like every 3 weeks, and then we act like it's a big deal.
I wouldn't say once every 3 weeks,
That often?
but it's more. You know what? I'm gonna have to call bullshit here because it happens
Pretty often.
Maybe not as often anymore, but it used to happen way more often in WWE. It is certainly more often than maybe we would like or than we anticipate, but I think that when they do a draw, it makes a lot of sense. Like when Danielson and Hanger went to a draw, they were trying to sell that the capability of Hangman while putting Danielson, who was considered and is considered one of the best in the world. Like we need to do this again.
I think we should go back to 1996 and the King of the Ring,
Boy.
and I think that Steve Austin shouldn't have won, and I think he should have
Oh my
had a
God.
draw with Jake Roberts. Jake Roberts was a huge star. Austin was an up and comer. If he drew with him, he'd look like a bigger star.
That's a really dumb idea.
So is doing it here.
That doesn't mean it's always a bad idea. Just because it
I think
didn't
for
happen
tournaments-
25 years ago does not mean that you can't do it.
I think for tournaments.
Fuck.
If you want to make a tournament important, somebody's got to win it. That's all I'm saying. Because otherwise, it doesn't matter. You just like that would be the most like 2001 WCW move ever. Let's have a draw in this really important tournament for Owen Hart. It's just like, ooh, no.
God damn.
Okay.
Leon, what's your response on that one? You said, "Goddamn," what does that mean?
Comparing it to 2001 WCW.
That was dramatic. That was a statement I shouldn't have made. That was too far. I apologize. That was a little far, but I was
Like,
trying to drive
goddamn,
home.
that's
Trying to drive home my
bold,
point.
pal.
Trying to drive home my point of I don't think you should have a draw. I think if they had a
Point
match, if they had a match,
Point effectively made. Very effectively made.
if you had somebody, okay, let's say Danielson wins the thing, and then Hangman says, "It was bullshit. You got lucky. Blah blah blah. I challenge you again for the main event spot at the pay per view," and then you have them fight again, and then you do a draw.
Okay. No, because I'm going to throw that back in your face and say they just put this stipulation on the line that you get the match at All In for the world title. You're just shitting on the world title then.
It feels very WWE.
What does that have to do with anything?
I mean, just having the draw. I mean, it's.
Oh,
I don't think there's a perfect answer.
Fair enough.
I don't think you do a draw. I think that's all it is.
Is this part of us being kind of trained by their booking for the last 30 years?
I mean, I'm with Leon on this. Like, there are
I am
ways,
too.
and Tony Khan has said has done stuff that WWE has done in the past and done it better. I am not saying one way or the other whether it has to happen that it's a draw at the end. I am only saying it's not a terrible booking move. I think that's overselling it.
I think it's pretty bad. I
Okay.
think that would be like. I think that would be like if you went into the Super Bowl and you had like the two best teams playing, and they went to a draw and everybody was like, "Okay, we're done. Cool. See you guys next year." That's how it would feel to me.
Except that's not in the
think you
rules.
need-
That's
just
not the
think
You're just
you-
talking about sports that
you
already have
need-
rules to put that in place.
Wrestling has rules. I mean, I just don't. I think you want a winner. I think you want a winner because you get the picture. You can't take a picture with both of them. You know what I mean? Like they both won the Owen, but they both lost the Owen. I don't know. It just doesn't feel like that would be the right move.
They both kissed Owen's sister.
But I might be okay. I might be okay if Hangman beat Danielson and fought Swerve in London. Because if Hangman beat Danielson, that to me feels like a better move. Because I think Hangman Swerve is a big money feud.
Mhm.
We saw it tonight. Like I think that, but I think the answer to that would be just give Hangman the spot, and then Danielson can. And maybe Danielson doesn't want the belt. If he doesn't want the belt, have him go out there and lose to Hangman in some crazy way, and then have like one final
Yeah.
match at Wembley.
Yeah, he's
Face
already
whoever
turned
the hell
it
he
down
wants.
on a couple of occasions
Yeah.
already. So
Yeah.
Yeah, he has.
I could get
I've
behind Murder Page just going fucking berserk on Danielson and winning it.
I would like
especially
that.
with the
I
way
think that would be a better way because I like
mean,
what you said, Gal, about having Hangman be in that match because I think Hangman's swerve is that could we know it's good. Putting him there in front of that crowd, letting him fucking go off on each other, especially with the way Hangman looks now and what Swerve's doing. That to me seems like a better. That seems like a better match, but and Danielson almost feels too easy. It almost feels too easy. Like it's too obvious and it's too easy. But that is WWE in my head saying they would never do the easy thing. So
I could see them doing like something like they did with Jarrett and him hitting a couple dead eyes on him. Hit a couple dead eyes on the guy with the neck problems that they're selling hard.
Mm-hmm.
then have him come to Wembley and just have him fight whoever. Like he could fight whoever he wants for his last full-time match. I think that might be the way to go. And that
I've seen it suggested that he gets McGinnis. I can't remember what McGinnis's issue was that kept that retired him though. So I don't know if he could come back.
he wanted to be a vegan, but he couldn't even stop eating brie.
Good God, that fucking line. Oy.
Oh, I don't remember that.
He was on fire on that pay-per-view. He was great. I love Nigel.
Yeah, yeah.
Um,
What was it that retired him from in ring? Wasn't
The
he the one that
hepatitis.
Yeah, hepatitis. So they can't really work around that. So, like, they could say no blading, but I mean, hard ways happen all the time, especially when you're working the style that those guys like to work. Unless they go real old school and they go like ROH pure rules or something.
which would that would track pretty well. Like that would work.
It would
pretty
fit.
Well for both
It would
of them.
fit.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. With those two in their history, yeah, that would be pretty right on. Who knows?
Any other thoughts on Dynamite?
Good show.
Yeah, it was a solid show. I enjoyed it, especially as the follow-up to Forbidden Door.
Forbidden Door again was incredible from start to finish. I don't know. Their wrestling is so much better than the WWE's. It's amazing. They suck at other things. Like that's what I get.
The thing with that is the WWE's wrestling isn't bad now.
It's good, but the AEW's is just better.
It just outclasses them. In ring, yeah.
I mean, if you go interviews and production and promos and all that shit, no. WWE's way better.
Yeah.
Their storytelling has been way better. But like actual in-ring product, it's not really that close. But then again, on the everything else, it's not close there too. And so
I read, because I didn't see the media conference call or whatever with Triple H. He talked about how WWE, and I'm going to slaughter I'm paraphrasing here. WWE is essentially sport as a movie or something to that effect. And I think that really tracks because I think a lot of the storylines aren't necessarily realistic. The wrestling is fine, but I think that they go more for
glitz and glamour and show.
Yeah,
drama.
It's about the show. It's not necessarily about putting on a 5-star match. Yeah. And I'm not saying that's either good or bad. I just think it's a different style, and that's fine.
When it works, it works.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, like WrestleMania main event, it worked. It was amazing. You go back, you look at like Steve Austin and stuff he was doing, it worked. Rock stuff he was doing, it worked. There's a lot of moments. Hogan Andre that worked. That match was. I actually watch that match as a wrestling fan and don't think about who's in it. Just like watch it for the actual moves. It's terrible. Hogan Andre's bad,
right?
But like the spectacle of that, amazing, just amazing. But they could never. Yeah, and that's a great analogy. He's right. I totally agree with that. Are we talking about the card?
Yes, I'm going to pull up the card real quick. MJF defeated Hechicero in just a singles match. Solid match. Thoughts?
Yep. Solid match. I don't know what else to say. You knew MJF was going to win.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, there was. Really no
I will
question
say
there.
I will say this pay-per-view, they gave New Japan way more nods and wins this year than they ever have before, and I was happy about that.
Yeah, I would agree. I think, like, not sticking to the old, like, making it egotistical. Like, this guy's got to go over because he's the American guy and he's on our team and it's our pay-per-view and blah, 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 blah. I think that that's not something that Tony Khan is interested in. And I think you're right. Like, he showed that this year, which is great. Yep. I love that. I think probably the Wrestle Dynasty helped with that too, which we can talk about later. Thoughts, Leon?
No, I agree with what you said there.
Okay.
I don't really have anything to add to it.
So then we had the Elite. Matthew Jackson, Nicholas Jackson, Kazuchika Okada defeating the Acclaimed with Anthony Bowens and Max Caster with the Scissor Ace by pinfall.
Good.
This was a, like...
It was a well put together match. That's what I thought in that moment when Okada was in the ring with Mr. Scissor Ace himself, and they did face to face, and the crowd's going, "Holy shit!" Yeah. And Okada gets out of the ring and tags out. I fucking love Okada. He's so amazing. Like, what he does is just so amazing.
Every time we go to do the Rainmaker pose and throw the bird, it's fucking
oh my god! Golden. Every time, I love it. I love it every time. You're right.
He is. I think of all the people that they brought in around that time, I think he's the best one. He's just not even close. He's just his characters,
and he's just underused or overshadowed by the whole Elite thing going on or whatever.
Yeah, I would agree.
It's so weird.
But at the same time, he's not, because they're using him the perfect amount. Because if they shoved him in our face every week nonstop, that wouldn't be good either. I think it's when he comes out and does stuff, it matters. I think that's something that we forget because we're so used to having people throw it in our faces all the time, and sometimes that's not the best move.
Sure.
The whole less is more thing.
When he's on there, when he's on there, it fucking matters. And when he has a match, oh my god, every time. Every time. Yes. This match was just fun.
It matters, bitch.
Exactly.
And then Max Caster with the rap that had like 15 bitches in it.
Yeah, that I remember. It was just like bitch, bitch, bitch. I was like, do you not know how to rhyme? Like, what the fuck are we doing?
Bitch and bitch rhyme.
I think it was more him trying to play off the Elite, for lack of a better term, bitching about his dirty raps and everything. So he just went overkill, hyperbole with it.
I think you're probably right. So the next match was Shingo Takagi versus Danielson. Danielson won. I wrote brutal, strong, and fire because it was all of those things.
This was great. This match was great.
I hope they revisit it. I would love it if they did it at Wrestle Dynasty. That would be cool.
I don't know if Danielson will be at Wrestle Dynasty, but we'll see. That was a good match. This one was good. It was hard hitting. It was fun. Again, and that's the other thing I think that about this company is you get like a wide variety of styles, and they're all good, and they all like go. So I mean, this was a great match.
Absolutely.
Leon, anything to say?
No, nothing more to add to that.
Shingo's a sick bitch. So is Brian. It's a good match. Timeless Tony Storm defeated Mina Shirakawa and for the AEW Women's World Title, and they all left together. Mariah, Shirakawa, and Tony.
The ending was weird. Like, that part I thought was weird, but it was so perfect. Good match. I thought it was a good match. I thought Tony looked good. I thought they both looked good. That part
felt like a fucking Russo booking thing.
That part was weird. That part I thought was weird. I get it, though, because...
Like, where they walked Mina, out together, or...
Yeah, they did the hug at the end and everything, and yeah, that whole thing was kind of... What? It was kind of weird.
The kissy thing was weird. I thought the rest of it was like... It was an interesting twist. Because normally I feel like it would be... Mariah would have to choose a side, and they sort of tied it all together. But again, the kiss, I would agree that the kiss at the end was like, seemed very Russo.
It was weird. It was a weird segment.
Mm-hmm.
The match was
Yeah,
good.
and that to kind of go with what you were saying there about how it being a little different and everything. Feels like they sometimes like to play with those tropes, like how I was talking about how like we've been trained so much with WWE's booking for the last however long, like that right there where they should have had something to choose. You know, she should have chose one of them, or like last year at All In when I got all up in my feels about there not being a fucking turn with the main event and everything. Like
God, you were so
where it had
mad.
been
You were
set up
so
for
mad
it.
about that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes, yes, I was.
Mm-hmm.
But it's just one of those, yeah. Like it's one of those things where I do. It's kind of like a swerve for the sake of a swerve by not swerving. I guess that
Mm.
makes sense.
I don't know if I would
get-
call it a swerve for the sake of a swerve.
I think it's just called a different kind of resolution. I don't think them going together was bad. I think it was, you got my respect,
Mm-hmm.
I got yours, cool. But the kiss was just, what are we doing? I think that's the part that got me.
I think it could definitely read like you're talking about, Leon, depending on how they do it. I think it's just a different, like Town said, like a different resolution, and they can really fuck it up because then it's swerving and then swerving again. I'm with you.
Swerve to swerve.
It's a swerve. So the
Tony
next
swerves
match.
I
when
do
he drives.
swerve. I swerve when I drive.
That's right. Or when you book. Zack Sabre. No, that's Russo. Zack Sabre Jr. defeated
Swerve
Orange
when I
Cassidy.
drive, when I book, when I fly.
That should be the match. Or the song. Anyway, Zack Sabre Jr. defeated Orange Cassidy by submission in 16 minutes and 22 seconds, according to Wikipedia.
Good match.
Holy fuck. Like, Orange
What
Cassidy...
What did you expect, though? Like,
No.
really, what did you expect?
Okay, so, like, if I go up to Antarctica, I promise you this relates. If I go up to Antarctica and I'm
Wouldn't
expecting...
it be down?
Whatever direction you... Well, it wouldn't be down. Whatever. Doesn't matter. If I go to Antarctica to see the
Antarctica's in the
Lights,
south. The Arctic is in the north. Antarctica's in the south. You can't go up and south. That just doesn't make sense.
No, up is that way. That's the zenith, actually.
Okay.
So we're talking about 7 different directions that don't have anything to do with each other. If I want to see a rocket ship go into the sky because I think it's going to be really cool, I might still be amazed at seeing it.
Oh yeah,
It was
yeah.
was that like I was expecting it to be great, but actually seeing it was like 100 times better because they were like the whole match was super smooth, and it was. That's it. I've said what I've said.
I think it's pretty clear that Orange Cassidy is like one of the best 5 workers alive.
I think so. Yeah.
I think that's pretty evident, and I think his character, he gets shit on by some people for his character. But it doesn't matter because he just can go, and this was another example. Every single year at this pay-per-view, he wrestles somebody and steals the show. And it's
like how is this gonna work? And then
but his character is so, he's another guy where less is more, though. I mean that,
Yeah.
you know. Again, if you listen to the Undertaker's podcast, he'll say the same thing: less is more. If you can get away with doing 2 things and that's all you have to do, only do 2 things, because then when you have to pull out thing number 3, it means even more instead of doing like 800 things at once. So,
Yeah. Well, like you were talking about, I think it was last week, about like Orange Cassidy just like showing up when he first came to AEW, just like showing up in random places like bathrooms and whatever. I think he's still got that sort of aura to him, but they don't have to do that every time. Sorry, Leon, I cut you off.
No. Good.
Oh, okay.
You're good, pal. You're good.
So next, we had Samoa Joe, Hook, and Katsuyori Shibata defeating the Learning Tree of Chris Jericho, Big Bill, and also Jeff Cobb was there. I mean, he was in the match. Like, they couldn't have... Right. Anyway. I want to see more Samoa Joe, versus Jeff Cobb. I really hope they do that at Wrestle Dynasty.
That was fun.
Mm-hmm.
Those two big bastards hitting each other. Chris Jericho is just the gift that keeps on giving. No matter what he does, you think he's done. Like, I thought he was done this time. Like, it's time for him to take a step away, and then he did this character, and it's amazing. I know you guys don't want me to retire. It's just like, oh my god, fucking god, Chris. And then he lost. That was the highlight of the night too. He stole my move. You're not supposed to do that.
Oh god! So he got Taz kicked out, and then he hit Hook with a pair of brass knucks and a fireball. Bitch.
It was fun.
Because he's a wizard.
Because he's still a wizard. Let's not forget that. He's the learning tree, but he's still a wizard.
This match was good. I thought this match was good. I think Hook winning was smart. I think you do Hook Jericho at All In, and you have Hook win.
I'm down. Let's do it.
Get the strap back on him. If he's staying, I'm assuming he's staying because they're booking him like he's staying, and he hasn't. I haven't heard more about that, and I thought his contract was up in like June.
Okay.
Or May.
Yeah.
And he's still there, so I'm thinking he resigned. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe he'll still go, but I'm thinking he resigned.
Yeah. It certainly seems that way because they're putting a lot of trust and stuff in him.
Yeah.
Which is good. I'm glad for that. I don't know. I don't really have anything else to say about that. I still... I'm getting bored with Chris Jericho. That's my take. I'm done. I don't like... The rest of the match was great. I loved it.
I'm struggling with Chris Jericho's work in the ring because it's not good.
Mm-hmm.
And he's old and he's slowing down and he's trying to probably work a little bit different style than he should, but I think his character he's such a heel and it works so well.
Oh yeah.
It works so well.
Yeah.
So, but the him in the wrestling ring is getting a little tough. Him on the microphone and in segments, perfect. But I don't know how you take that away. So,
make him a manager. I don't think they're going to do that though.
Just like Adam Cole, make him a manager.
I mean, he was for a while.
Call him Budge.
Give him more like a Sting role.
Yeah. Yeah. I feel like maybe that was what they were hinting at with Hook, and then they didn't do that. But then use him less, which they're definitely not doing.
Well, use him less in ring.
Right, yeah.
Put him in segments all day.
Yeah, that would be better. The in-ring stuff, and it seems like he's not working as much as he used to, which is good. But then when he in a match like this, there's definitely he's the one where you're like, okay, rough.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah. I would agree with Gal on that one.
Yay! The next match, Jack Perry defeated Konosuke Takeshita, Mark Briscoe, Dante Martin, Lio Rush, and El Fantasmo for the AEW TNT Championship in a ladder match. Oh,
Jack Perry had to win.
This was so hard to watch. Like, it was a sick match. Like, I loved watching this match. It was just like they took a lot of
wild bumps.
A lot of wild bumps, as they do. Like, it was not unexpected, but especially Dante Martin coming off the top rope. I'm like, no, don't break again, please.
It was a good match.
Mm-hmm.
The issue I had with this match was it was really obvious what was going to happen.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I like Briscoe getting involved with the Elite. I think that's a good move. Anything to get him on TV more because I really like Briscoe. I think he's got a lot of star power.
They got history too, right?
I think so.
ROH, maybe New Japan. Definitely ROH.
Yeah, that would. Yeah.
So I like that. I think that's a good move. But yeah, this match, it was just kind of was what it was, but you knew who was going to win, so it was kind of like, whatever.
Well, sometimes they set up these matches like this where you know what's going to happen, but they still like put fragments of story inside of it, so like it's still interesting to watch. They didn't really do that here. Like, sometimes
they were relying more on big bumps and crazy shit.
Yeah.
So,
Mm-hmm.
but it wasn't bad. It was good. It was just maybe not as interesting as some of these have been in the past.
Right.
My favorite ladder match moment in AEW history was the one casino ladder match or whatever, where Orange Cassidy came down and he just stood there and looked up at the thing and then picked his arms up to try to reach it and then looked down and then put his arms back up and was like, what the fuck?
That was a good one.
That was amazing.
I mean, my personal favorite is when Darby Allin killed himself nearly.
Which time?
By jumping through a plate glass thing and basically just bumping directly onto the floor, onto glass.
That was
Absurd.
That was absurd. Darby's a lunatic.
I think I need to go to the hospital now.
Yeah,
What
no
a guy.
shit.
What a fucking guy.
Love Darby.
Mercedes Moné defeated Stephanie Vaquer by submission in a winner-takes-all match, AEW TBS Championship and the NJPW Strong Women's Championship.
We knew who was winning, but it didn't matter. This match was fire.
Oh God, yes, yeah.
Mercedes can work so well, but I think she is just like she can work. She can't cut a promo, but she can work. I mean that this match was just bonkers. It was so well told. It was so good. I mean, we knew who was going to win,
That
but
said,
it didn't matter because the match was good.
Brief aside, her promo tonight was not bad. I think that's
They just went full heel with her.
Yeah.
They're not even pretending anything, which I think is brilliant.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, she's a heel because
Right.
nobody's going to care.
That's the reaction she's getting. Fucking embrace it, man.
Yeah,
Smart.
I think promo-wise, she tends to be better as a heel.
Yeah.
Because otherwise it just
I
comes
think
off as
you're right.
cheesy.
I think you're right. I would agree with that.
Yeah, her with the smiling, I'm happy to be here shit doesn't really work for her. Her being a snarky little bitch.
Yes.
I'm better than you. Yeah.
Suck
Gimme,
it.
gimme, gimme,
Yeah.
gimme, gimme, gimme.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Absolutely. Then we had, for the IWGP World Heavyweight Championship, Tetsuya Naito defeated Jon Moxley. It was
Good match.
This was a good move
Oh,
because this is just setting up either All In
tranquilo.
or Wrestle Dynasty or
I
any
think
other
so.
match
Yeah.
that Moxley takes.
Doesn't hurt Moxley. It's great for Naito. He gets a win in America over Moxley, where Moxley's a huge star. There's nothing you couldn't say anything bad about it. The match itself was really good.
Mm-hmm.
It was just a perfect thing. And like I said, Tony throwing them a bone this year because I remember the first one. It was like it felt like only AEW guys won,
Mm-hmm.
and it was just kind of like, ooh. So this was good. I like this better. I like the fact that they obviously planned this a long time ago that they were going to have him lose it here, win it, and then lose it here. But I don't know. I thought it was good. It was a good match.
Absolutely.
Very, very good.
And then, of course,
Hell yeah.
the main event, singles match for the AEW World Championship, Swerve Strickland defeated Will Ospreay. That's what happened.
Jesus.
Why are you shaking your head?
Fantastic.
Jesus fuck, was this match insane? This match was insane. It was just... I just watched it and I was like, holy... Every 2 seconds I was like, holy fuck, holy fuck, holy fuck.
It was an...
My God, was that a good match.
Mm-hmm.
Some of the shit they did, I was just like, ooh. Ricochet is coming in. We all know that. Like, Ricochet is coming in.
It certainly seems that way because his contract has expired.
Yeah, I imagine he'll be there next week. Or he might show up Saturday.
He might. It's
You
not
never
unheard
know.
of.
Again, they have these guys that can do this shit that is just like WWE had a really good match between Cody and AJ Styles, and it was, if you watched it, it was an incredible match. Like you would watch and say that is probably legitimately one of the best WWE main events you've ever seen. It was a great match. It was awesome. And then AEW comes and they do this, which is like, oh yeah, this is like 3 times as good. It just was just like, holy shit. And some of the stuff they did, I'm like, the thing on the guardrail, like,
Oh,
holy
fuck. Yeah, the Hurricane Rana
fuck.
That was sick.
I was just like, holy fuck, what the fuck? I paused it and rewound it because I watched it again. I'm like, how are you not dead? Because that was just.
I watched it back again too. Like it's just.
Yeah,
because I wanted to know how he did it. I
Pile
was like, holy
driver on
fuck.
there.
Mhm.
But they went so fast, but they told a story and they went long. It was like just nonstop. It was fucking amazing. This match was fucking amazing.
Mm-hmm.
This was the match of the night. There's no argument. This is a 5-star match. This is the epitome of a 5-star match. This is what a 5-star match is. You know.
I'm now curious what they actually got.
They got 5. There's no way they didn't get 5.
One tiny little thing that I really appreciated. It's kind of like when he's been doing the Stormbreaker lately instead of the Tiger Driver, and the commentators always go, "Oh, he's going for the Tiger Driver," and I don't know if that's like on accident or if it's on purpose. Doesn't matter because I think that adds to it. The thing that I love about the Stormbreaker right now is that he always pauses before they're still telling that story about he's still conflicted about pulling out this move, and I love that.
It's good storytelling.
Mm-hmm.
I think the announcer thing is probably on purpose.
He's gonna hit it with MJF.
You think?
I could see that.
That's actually a really good question. Okay, you're going into Wembley. It's clear we're gonna get MJF Ospreay.
Mm-hmm.
Who the fuck wins?
Good Lord, that's a good question. You can't really put MJF in the world title picture quite yet because they're not really starting any programs with him and Swerve or him and Danielson or him and Hanger. So the Continental might be a good... I mean, we just talked about how Ospreay doesn't really need that title. MJF could use the title.
As little as Ospreay needs it, MJF needs it even less.
I mean, yeah. But also... Like that
do you have MJF fuck him out of the belt?
Ooh.
Oh, I can see that happening.
That might be the move.
I could definitely see them going that way.
I don't know. That belt is that's like what the Intercontinental belt used to be in like 80s WWF, where all your really good workers have it and they like put on amazing matches.
Yeah.
And you know when you see that match is going to be a banger.
Mm-hmm.
I love it. That's probably my favorite belt. But I don't know who you lose to. Garcia would have been good. Like tonight, what you talked about earlier, Gal wouldn't have been the worst move if Garcia would have won because of MJF shenanigans. But this tells a completely different story. So,
sure. Yeah,
we'll see. That's hard. Do you go with Ospreay, who's clearly on the rise, or do you go with the guy who is the guy? Because even if he's a heel, he's still the guy.
Mm-hmm.
I think. I mean, if you look at MJF's programs right now, potential programs, he has a lot of potential ones, but he's not ingrained it. Like, he hasn't started any of them, you know? Mm-hmm. And I think that the Continental title would be a perfect way to start those up. Whereas you have, like, this greater story going on with Ospreay and the Don Callis family. If he loses the title... and he lost the title because of the Don Callis family. Now you have this like blood feud where he's maybe trying to get Kyle Fletcher out of Don Callis or Don Callis family, not out of Don Callis. Like there are these other stories that you can tell. That would just be rude. Like let the guy finish.
Oh, okay.
Lord.
The only issue I would have with that one, because you're right, is how the hell MJF as international champion seems like what the hell is going on with Leon? Did he fall over? Oh, he's trying to walk.
No. Moving.
MJF doesn't want to be a workhorse, quote unquote. You know, like he doesn't want to work. That's his character. We know that's what he's going to go back to because he's a heel now. And then how do you get? I don't see that as like a main event title because it's not. I mean, it is, but it isn't. Like, how do you get that off of him? Mm-hmm. That'd be the problem. Because like getting the world title off of him took a lot. You know what I mean? So it's like, does he really need that run? I don't know.
Yeah, but also like he could still be not necessarily the workhorse like every week or whatever, but he could still definitely put on more matches than he would normally when he used to be this guy. He doesn't necessarily like he has these different elements from past characters, and I think it would make a lot of sense for him to reduce his match load, but not make it Roman Reigns level of I'm not wrestling.
Roman. I don't know. We'll see what happens.
We will. Yeah.
That's an interesting one because that's one that's like Ospreay's huge and doing great and growing and getting bigger and bigger and bigger, but MJF is kind of the guy right now.
Yeah.
And I think he will be. I think he will be legit for 10 years. If he's there for 10 years, he'll be the guy for 10 years. So it's just like, how do you? You're gonna have these moments. How do you protect him or do you help this other guy come up? Like, what do you do? And are you gonna cut into MJF if he loses? Like, there's a million different things. I'm curious to see what they do with that. I don't know.
And maybe what you were saying is the move. Maybe the move is they get the title off of him before Wembley. And then the match is just a grudge match. You could put some kind of stipulation on it, like...
That would be pretty...
I don't know. First blood.
Awesome. Those two in a grudge match would be sweet.
Mm-hmm. Strongly agree. That was the card. That was the whole thing.
All of it.
It's a good show.
Yeah. Solid show.
I loved it. I enjoyed it.
I didn't know there were so many preview shows, so I'm going to go back and watch those. But cool times.
Do we have any other news or anything we need to hit on before we call it a night?
I don't think so.
Things have been pretty quiet.
Yeah.
Well, just one thing I wanted to touch on. I'm still a little bit behind on getting back to WWE, and I watched the Raw that you guys talked about. Y'all talked about last time, with the thing with Bo Dallas and the thing before that with Sister Abigail coming out, and I really enjoyed. For one, the tape itself was fantastically well done by Bo in both roles. But then what I wanted to give a little shine to was Michael Cole and his selling his reaction to when she came out and she handed him that box and everything. Like, he looked and felt shook. Mm-hmm. Like, it didn't seem like, this is a wrestling angle and I'm selling it to you. This is creepy as fuck. I don't know what's going on. I really don't like this and I'm very uncomfortable here. And kudos to the man. He did it really damn well.
We have been shitting on Michael Cole for years.
Mm-hmm.
I remember WrestleMania 2000. They had you could buy a thing for like $10 extra. They went through every WrestleMania up to the one we were at. And that would have been 16, so 15 WrestleManias. And I got that, and it was me and Rainville and our dear leader watched that. We started watching it at 10 o'clock in the morning, and we stopped watching it at 11 o'clock at night.
Jesus Christ.
And Michael Cole was the host of the whole day long WrestleMania thing. And it was like...
fucking hours.
It was like... Now it's just would have been a normal show. But it was like... I was sitting there with Michael Cole. I was so sick of Michael Cole.
Mm-hmm.
And I never got unsick of him. And it was just... But when he's so overproduced, he can't do his job. And then now it's like he gets to be human and use human words. And it's a completely different... He's really good.
Yeah.
Like, he is really good. Like, you listen to him call matches now, and it's like, holy shit, you are really good.
Well, and imagine having to be that guy fucking talking and hosting for 13 hours. And then he's got to do WrestleMania. So, like, fuck that.
And that was actually JR. JR did that one.
Oh, okay.
But on top of that, the whole time you're doing it, you're getting it's a pre-recording. So it's like a studio thing. So you have Vince McMahon cutting you and yelling at you and screaming at you, telling you you did this wrong, you did that wrong. So I look at that and I go, man, Michael Cole really got a bad rep but he's so good. Like, everything I've seen in this new era has been, he's so good.
Yeah.
So good.
He's doing really damn well, yeah.
So good.
Strongly agree.
Credit where it's due.
Mm-hmm.
And the Wyatt 6 is looking good. I'm curious where they go with it, and I'm worried about it in a way, but I the way they're doing it is very, very good. Very, very good.
Agreed.
I just saw a thing before we came on too. Uh, I don't know if you guys know, but Dexter Loomis is an artist,
Mm-hmm.
and he did a painting of his character for it, and it looks fucking
Oh yeah,
badass.
I saw that.
Looks
I'll pop
fucking
that up
cool as
somewhere.
shit.
It's
Yeah.
like he's an amazing
Mhm.
artist. Like that one
Yeah, he
was
really is.
that one was a sick piece.
What I really am enjoying about the Wyatt Six is they're sitting there like we were all here and we were ready to do this thing, and then Bray died, and you all forgot about us.
Mm-hmm.
You all forgot who we were. You forgot what we were doing. We're going to show you. You will not forget us. That to me is why this is going to work, because they're not going to do the spooky stuff. They're not going to do this. They're not going to do that. You forgot about us. We're going to show you what we are. It gives them like a real basis, like a real meaning behind the character of now we can go do this thing. To me, that's what you need.
It sets it in reality too.
Mm-hmm.
It's more grounded than all the supernatural stuff. And
Yeah.
I feel like the whole Uncle Howdy thing with Bray, or not with Bray, the whole Uncle Howdy thing with Bo, it's more kind of like how the Firefly Funhouse was in Bray's mind. It's like his imagination and everything, and I feel like that's where the whole thing with Uncle Howdy's happening too.
Mm-hmm.
I saw somebody say that the whole tape took place in the Funhouse, but because Bray's not there, it's not lit anymore. It's all
Ooh.
darkness, and I was just like, God damn it!
I hope that's
If
true.
that's the way it is, that's so fucking good.
I think
Yeah.
Bo Dallas is better than he ever got credit for. I think he got
Mhm.
typecast and kind of shoved down the card because when
Mhm.
they were both in Florida Championship Wrestling and NXT, everybody was always saying how the good Bo Dallas was the good one.
Mm-hmm.
He's the one that's actually going to do something in the business. So it's like,
Mm.
well, now he's got the chance.
His in ring was more. He was definitely a more competent and capable WWE style in ring performer.
His
But the
early
thing,
promos,
obviously, that set him apart was.
his early promos were better than Bray's. His early stuff was all better than Bray's. But then when he got called up with that Bo Dallas character, it just kind of was what it was, and there was nothing you could do with it. Whereas opposed to Bray, I mean, Husky Harris was
Fuck.
Dog shit.
Yeah.
Being kind.
Yeah.
He took that and he ran with it, and that worked out great for him. But like Bo Dallas kind of got shut down very early in his call up, and that's frustrating, for sure.
Mm-hmm. I can understand how that would be very. Would take.
They also let go of. They let go of that one guy whose name I forgot. Guy from NXT. He was a champion. WWE let him go. His contract expired.
Oh, DIJAK?
Oh, what is it? Yeah, there it is.
DIJAK, yeah.
Yeah.
He
already showed up at Beyond Evolve, one of those.
And
he did an appearance
I
already.
don't know enough about him.
He's a hell of a fucking performer.
Because I never really...
Go back on the old NXT stuff and watch him and Keith Lee. It's fucking absurd.
Do you think he's going to go to AEW?
Potentially. I wouldn't be
Maybe.
shocked.
I think they're kind of the roster's starting to get a little bit of that bloated shit going on again. I could see him maybe going TNA. I could see him. Well, excuse me, Impact. I could see him going there.
No, it's TNA again. It's TNA. You're right. It's TNA.
Is it okay? Whatever. I don't know.
Whatever
it is, I could see him going down to Florida, or I honestly I could see him going New Japan.
Mm-hmm.
I could see him just work. I could see him just working high level indies for a while. Too,
Yeah,
because he's got the cred. He's got the ability in ring. He can pretty much punch his own ticket, pick out his own dates, make what he wants to make. So it all depends on what he wants to do. I think.
Yeah.
I don't think it'll be AEW though, for whatever reason.
He's sort of going scorched earth on WWE. And like revealing a lot of things that he's not. I wouldn't say he's burning bridges necessarily, but
Yeah, that reminds me. Did you see why this came about?
Why he got fired?
He admitted that he admitted that he'd been stooging shit off to like Sean Ross Sapp and everything.
Oh.
So like dirt sheet
that's
stuff.
Funny. That's funny.
From what I read, third hand reading it, but yeah, apparently the reporting that I read was that he admitted to being one of those guys that's feeding shit to the dirt sheets.
Excellent.
So
I say excellent.
Bye.
good times.
Bye. The dirt sheets. I struggle. I
I
struggle.
forgot about that.
I struggle with the dirt sheets because like I want the info because like I like to know what's going on, but knowing all
Yeah,
that
it's
shit
fascinating.
also like ruins surprises.
Yeah.
Like some of that,
it makes it
some of
harder
that,
to enjoy the product.
some of that wonderment you had like when you were like 7 and watching WWF on a Saturday morning and
Yeah.
shit happened and you were like, oh my god, I can't believe that. Now it's just like I knew that was gonna happen. I knew that for 3 weeks.
Some of those are getting like really like some of their news stories are really stupid. Where like
A lot of
like the one I don't remember what the story was.
Clickbait.
It had something to do with MJF and MJF it was that one of the Bloodline members had a T-shirt that looked like an MJF shirt. But it wasn't. Like they copped the style
comma.
and yeah. And they reported on that and
MFT.
and MJF was like, I also took a shit earlier today. You want to report on that? And they did. Like in good fun. They were like, MJF took a shit today. We just confirmed. But like,
Jesus Christ.
just like, I have a love-hate relationship with the dirt sheets as well because there's some stuff that I enjoy learning, but there's some stuff that I'm just like, who the fuck cares? Like, leave it be. Just like leave it alone.
My question is this though: if we didn't have dirt sheets, CM Punk would still be in AEW.
Yeah, probably.
You think so?
Yeah, because the pot never would have got stirred. That's what stirred the pot.
Yeah,
It
I
was them
suppose.
going and bitching. I mean, they wouldn't have got along, but it could have been, you know what I mean? And then on top of that, that fight could have been handled differently because not every single person in the fucking world would have known about it. You know what I mean? So,
Yeah, but that just means that it would be going like there would be no circumstances to it.
but they wouldn't have had anywhere to go to complain about Colt Cabana too. You know what I mean? Like that never would have happened. The dirt sheets are what ignited that bomb.
You're not wrong. You are not wrong.
Correct.
Yeah. So
that's right. It's all the dirt sheets' fault. That's why CM Punk is in WWE. If you're sour about that, blame it on Sean Ross Sapp and Dave Meltzer.
I don't think anybody's sour. I don't think anybody's sour about it.
No, I don't
anymore.
think so either.
It's working out well for AEW because they kind of went back to what works, and it's working out good for WWE because that Punk McIntyre feud is good. Like it's good. It's probably the best feud in wrestling.
Yeah.
So it worked out for everybody.
Yeah.
Every time I hear Cult of Personality on the radio, I throw up in my mouth a little bit.
I thought I heard it earlier today, and I was like, "Oh no, it's not."
Turn this shit off.
They had put a greatest Money in the Bank cash-ins thing on social media a day or two ago. I was happy hearing "This Fire Burns."
I think.
Oh my god, I hated that theme.
I think it's a better theme. That's just me. Potentially.
I'm a big old Killswitch mark, so
I like Killswitch.
I love fucking Killswitch.
Yeah.
It makes me happy.
I don't mind Killswitch. I just thought that, I don't know. I think of Punk, I think Cult of Personality, and I think, it fits him because if you listen to the lyrics, it's what he is.
Yeah.
He's a false prophet leader guy, feeding everybody bullshit, and they're just swallowing the turds left and right.
I mean,
all right, well, don't read the lyrics right off the lyric sheet because we're going to get canned if you do.
We can't get canned.
That's true.
Everywhere I go, I get in trouble and I have problems with all these people, and I'm always an asshole, and I get into fights and I physically attack people. But those guys are the problem, not me.
This has been the Brood Pod, everybody.
Yeah, Town is just trying to throw punches again.
I'm just talking about when he left WWE and he was mad at that doctor, and he was mad at Triple H, and he was mad at Vince, and he threw everybody under the bus there, and everything was bad there, and nothing was his fault, and everything was their fault.
This is the part where we'll just fade to black. It's fine.
I'm just saying.
This has been Gal.
Left two
Leon.
companies in the same fucking way.
You're not wrong, but we've talked about this before. It's been Town. And we love all of you. Even you, CM Punk. You might piss us off, but we still love you.
Even you, Sean Ross Sapp. Even you, Dave Meltzer. We love
Dave
you.
Meltzer, though.
If I play, wait a minute. If I turn on Cult of Personality, my tricep might start to hurt. Ow! I think I tore it.